Have you ever asked Claude for advice on real work decisions? It probably sounded solid, but there's a good chance it was generic because most people never give Claude the right stuff to work with. I know because I used to be one of them. If Claude doesn't know you, it can't tell the difference between the right answer and the right sounding answer. And in professional work, that gap matters. Anthropic actually studied this. They looked at 400,000 Claude sessions to find out what separates people getting strong, useful output from people getting generic output they have to fix themselves. The answer was not prompting skills. It was domain expertise. That means professionals who knew their field deeply got better results than skilled prompters working outside their area of expertise. That should be good news. The years you've spent in your field are your advantage. But here's the part that does not add up. If the tool works and your expertise is real, why does Claude still fall short of understanding the work you do and producing the output you actually expect? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why Claude gives you generic advice, and you'll see the exact fix that turns Claude into the AI you've always been hoping to finally have. After 20 years of teaching people to communicate complex ideas and hundreds of hours testing AI in professional settings, I ran into the same gap repeatedly before I found the answer. It was not better prompting. It was the questions Claude never thought to ask on its own about your work, your decisions, the things you would never think to mention. So I built what I call the Professional AI Interview Kit. I run my own business through it. I stay on track of goals with it. I build agents and systems with it that work the way they're supposed to. And now I'm about to show you what it is and what it fixes. The entire thing is a single file, a set of instructions that turns Claude into a professional interviewer. If you use Cowork, setup is simple. Take the file, rename it CLAUDE.md, and drag it into whichever folder you use for Cowork. Cowork reads this file automatically every time you open up a session in that folder. No project to create, nothing to paste, nothing else to configure. Note, if you use only Claude AI on the web instead, you paste the same file into Claude's project instructions. Same result. Now, going back to Cowork, open a new Cowork session, point it at that folder, and type, "I'm ready." Depending on what files you already have in your Cowork folder, the response may vary. Simply follow the instructions. Pro tip, I do this exactly the way I do everything else on Claude. I speak instead of type. If you want to try that yourself, there's a link below. I use an app called Typeless. I highly recommend them. Okay, Claude introduces itself, explains what is about to happen, and asks its first question. It asks how you got to this point in your career. What path actually got you here? This is a question Claude never thinks to ask on its own. About your work, your decisions, the things you would never think to mention. If your answer is a summary, it follows up. It's not satisfied with superficial details. That's what makes the profile it produces usable instead of generic. At the end, 25 to 30 minutes later, Claude produces a file called the Personal Operating Document. This is what you keep, a structured profile of you as a professional, written in a format Claude can work from directly. This one is mine. Not only is it quite lengthy and detailed, I continue to add to it as I grow. Claude then asks if it should save the document to your workspace automatically. Say yes. One step and it's permanent. From this point on, every session you open in this folder starts with Claude already knowing your context intimately. Now, before I show you my last piece of advice, if you found this video helpful, please give it a like or comment. It really helps the channel. Also, if you'd like to see more content just like this, hit subscribe. The research did not find that Claude works better for some professionals. It found that some professionals give Claude more to work with. This interview is how you give it that, and it sticks. That's the Professional AI Interview Kit. If you want to try it yourself, it's in the description below. But professional context is only one part of setting Claude up properly for your work. There are two other things the setup needs, and that's exactly what this next video covers. Click it now to find out how.